Hey, welcome back to Chety and Lycan's Horror Party Massacre. Thanks for clicking on us and checking us out, or thanks for coming back if you're one of our regular viewers. We'd love to see you. We love to see new faces, so hit that like button if you dig this video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see some more of our nonsense. Hell, hit the bell. Hit the bell. Hit the bell. Hit the bell. That way you'll know, apparently, when we post new stuff. So, this video, as you've seen at the beginning, is the top 10 horror movie sequel ideas that I'm going to pitch. Steal them. Hollywood, make them. Somebody, make them if you want. I don't care. I'm never going to write them. I'm never going to make a movie. So, somebody ought to. Just give me a little bit of credit here. Give me an inspired by credit. That'll work. So, here we go. Chud 2. Homeless people aren't the only ones that aren't staying down there. The sewers are full of not just homeless people, but they're full of rats, they're full of alligators, they're full of snakes, they're full of all kinds of nasty little critters. Why is it only the homeless folk are the ones getting into the toxic wastes down there? What if part 2, we explore the animal side of what the toxic waste effect is? Humongous 2. Humongous is a 1980 movie about a girl who gets raped and has this horribly deformed, monstrous, humongous child. And she moves to a dog island where she stays alone to keep her and her child out of the public view and to live their lives in solitude. What if she had twins? April Fool's Day 2. It could work. The whole point of the original April Fool's Day was a trial run for a murder mystery bed and breakfast. What if for the sequel we have a group of people going to this horror movie murder mystery experience and one of them's really a killer? Now we have to figure out what's part of the show, what's a joke, what's real. Who is the killer? It's kind of a 80s whodunit slasher flick. Sleepaway Camp for real. Now, before we start, I know there's been a part 1. There's been a Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 with Pamela Springsteen as Angela, and there's been a return to Sleepaway Camp, which brought back Felissa Rose. So, if Halloween can ignore every single movie all the way, all of them except for part 1, then I can ignore parts 2 and 3. Sleepaway Camp 4. What if we have a fan experience? Spend a weekend at the original filming location with the cast and crew of the original movie, and one of them ends up being a killer. And people start dying. And at the very end, we can have the killer going after Felissa, screaming, "Why'd you have a penis? Why did you have a penis?" Video Dead 2. High definition. Or rather, high death-inition. Squirm 2. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. The worms will eat you from the inside out. Humanoids from the Deep, Part 2. The hybrids. Hey, you seen they were raping the women to procreate and have kids of their own, and I don't know, it's kind of a weak premise. I'll give you that, but God, I would love to see another Humanoids from the Deep. My Bloody Valentine 2. My God, how can you talk about movies needing sequels and not mention Bloody Valentine? Axel gets away. He's got his arm slabbed a little bit. His arm's gone. He's still alive. He's crazier than shit. The story will write itself. Come on. Just finance it. It'll write itself. This one might be a bit of a surprise to you. You might not have expected to hear this one. But why not a sequel to Them? The 1950s movie about the giant killer ants. God, that'd be amazing. Just give me another giant killer ant movie where they make that fucking noise. Make it happen. One of the things that people have been talking about for years are these versus movies. We had Jason versus Freddy. People are always talking about Jason versus Freddy versus Ash, Leprechaun versus Chucky, Alien versus Predator. There's all these ideas for these versus movies. Some of them have actually been made into fan films. You can check them out on YouTube. I'm not going to list any of them off here. But the ultimate versus film, Slumber Party Massacre 1 versus Slumber Party Massacre 2 versus Slumber Party Massacre 3. Take the driller killer from all of those and pit them against each other in a drill off. Who would win? Me. I would win. That'd be fucking awesome. The one movie that everyone says they hate. Everyone says it's such a horrible movie. The director's apologized for it many, many times over the years. He despises the work he did. In fact, he's never directed another movie ever since. But it's a guilty pleasure for every single one of us. You cannot deny it. Maximum Overdrive 2. Minimum Wage, Maximum Overdrive. Joey from the original one comes back in this sequel 20, 30, 40 years later and buys the property that the Dixie Boys sat on and reopens for business under new management. There's your tagline. The trucks come back. The army of Green Goblin Happy Toys trucks come back and they raise some hell AC fucking DC style. Amityville Horror. Nah, I'm just kidding you. How about Slaughter High? Bring back Marty. Marty in the original one had this great fantasy while he was in the hospital of getting revenge on all these people that picked on him back in the day, and it just turned out to be a drug-induced fantasy as he's in the hospital, still burned to a fucking crisp. What if he gets out? What if he really goes after these people? When's the last time we had a good high school reunion slaughterhouse? So there you have it. The top 10 movies I think need a sequel. I may not have given you a whole lot to go on with it. I may have given you just a tagline or a little breath of an idea. That's what I think, though. I think all of these movies deserve to have a sequel. What do you think? Is there any of these that you would pay money to go see? Is there any of these that you would contribute to an Indiegogo campaign to see it made? Do you have any ideas of your own? Any horror movies that you think need a sequel? Tell me down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So would Lycan. We enjoy the hell out of doing this kind of stuff. We hope you come back for more. We hope we're keeping you somewhat entertained. And, you know, hey, stay spooky.
I like it spooky.
I want to thank you. Anything you want, you just name it.
So there you have it. Their art. How about Slaughterhouse? No. How about Slaughter Party? No. How about Slaughter High? I don't know how many movies that is. I'm going to pause you, though. Not a subtitle, a tagline. My video. Fuck it up anyway. I know there's been Slumber Party Massacre 1, there's been a part 2, there's been part 3, and there's been Return. That's 4 Slumber Party Massacre movies. It's not 4 Slumber Party Massacres, it's sleepaway camp movies. So, let's jump backwards in time. I'm just fucking with ya.